pandemic. Precautions and measures are in place regarding social distancing to ensure the health and safety for those in attendance at the municipal office. Anyone who has registered to participate in this meeting will be invited to speak in the order of the applications being heard. I will now do a roll call of the committee for the benefit of the public watching this meeting. When I call your name, please wave at your camera and say here or present. I, Charles Zeidler, am present and chairing this meeting. Committee members and staff, Jim Burley.
Here and present.
Tim Cronin.
I'm here.
Hans Potkamper.
Present.
Linda Dixon will be here. And then Jeremy Vink, Manager of Planning. And Nancy Thompson, our recording secretary.
Present, and I can just update Charles. I do have the live stream working now.
Perfect. Oh, I can see that. Yes, thank you.
Good.
I will now provide an explanation for the procedures for this meeting. Each application will be read by Nancy, and she will ask each applicant to make a brief presentation, not to exceed 10 minutes. The committee will be given the opportunity to question the applicant. Any other person who has registered with the recording secretary and is wishing to address an application, either for or against, will then be given the opportunity to speak. Please make sure you have turned on your microphone and video and identify yourself clearly for the recording secretary. After everyone has had an opportunity to speak, the committee will make a decision on the application. Once discussion on your application is complete, please mute your microphone and turn your video off. You are free to leave the meeting at this point or remain and listen to the balance of the applications. The applicants are advised that each application has a 20-day appeal period, which is required under the Planning Act. The last day of appeal for the applications heard today is October 12th, 2022. So at this time, I will ask if any members of the committee, if they are declaring a pecuniary conflict of interest with any of the applications.
No.
No.
Okay, and I'm not either. So now I will ask Nancy to read the first application.
Thanks, Charles. The first application this evening is for minor variance application A25-2022 for Victor and Arlinda Anselmo for the property at 65 Arthur Street North in Elmira. The property is zoned agricultural and contains a single detached dwelling. The applicant is requesting relief from section 7.2.6 maximum lot coverage of the agricultural zone to permit an approximate 31% lot coverage for all buildings, whereas the bylaw limits the maximum lot coverage to 20% of the lot area. The property is approximately 581 square meters in area. The applicant is proposing to demolish the rear portion of the dwelling and an attached single-car garage and replace it with a new dwelling addition and a two-car garage. The proposed addition will result in a dwelling with a footprint of approximately 179 square meters. And Victor is the property owner and is here to speak to the committee.
Oh, I guess it's my turn now. Okay. Yeah, we bought the house. The garage is in awful condition and the addition is buckling. So we knew that we had to tear it down and redo it. And we just really want to make it look better and put a double car garage. And the addition, we want to just add a laundry room and a full bathroom on there. That's basically it.
Okay. Do any members of the committee have any questions for Victor? Not looking like any. Nancy, sorry, was there anybody here from the public that wanted to speak on this application?
Yes, Dennis Martin is here for this application. I'm not sure if Dennis is wanting to say a few words or just observe the proceedings.
I'll just relay it. It wasn't brought out in the description, but it's my understanding that Mr. Anselmo has requested and received an access permit out to Arthur Street, allowing him to have his driveway on his own property. Can I have that confirmed?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, so I appreciate you doing that, Victor. That was the only thing really I had concern with, and I'll just listen to the rest of the meeting then. Thank you.
All right, I look forward to talking to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dennis. Linda, did you by chance have any questions for Victor? It's not looking like anybody else had any. I just thought I'd give you a quick check.
So we are on the first one.
Yeah, sorry, first one.
Yeah, Linda, we were just still on the first application, and I guess if you can just add in if you had any pecuniary interest.
I have no conflict of interest at all. No, I don't think I have any
Perfect.
questions for application A25 2022. I think it's pretty
Great, thanks,
straightforward.
Linda.
Can I just mention one thing?
Victor, yes.
It keeps popping up that we're still on a septic system, but we're not on a septic system. I know on page 10 of the papers I sent, it shows the water bill where we are paying for water, sewage, and water.
Okay.
Such township, and we are on municipal sewage system.
Thanks for that. So it seems that all the questions have been asked. How would the committee like to handle this one? Jim?
Yes, I would like to make a motion that minor variance application A25 2022 for Victor and Arlena Azimo be approved, subject to condition number 1.
Great. Do we have a seconder for that? Hans, thank you. And then all those in favor? And that's everybody. So all those opposed will be none. So Victor, the motion is, there's been a motion that's been passed. Just remind you that there is an appeal period until October 12th of 2022 for that. And then I believe Nancy will send you some information as well.
All right, so I have to wait for that final date for, I guess, the final.
I believe so, because that would give anybody an opportunity to appeal the decision.
Okay, then I thank everybody very much, and I'll make sure it looks very nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Victor.
Bye, Nancy.
Okay, the next application this evening is consent application B21 2022 for numbered company 2205299 Ontario Limited for the unaddressed parcel located at the northeast corner of Arthur Street North and Earl Martin Drive. It's described as Plan 58M 191 Part Lot 3. The property is zoned service commercial C7 and service industrial M5 with site-specific provisions in section 26.1.249, and currently the land is vacant. The applicant is requesting permission to grant an access easement measuring approximately 16 meters wide by 80 meters in depth and identified as all of parts 3 and 4 on Plan 58R 20988 on the subject lands in favor of the adjacent lands to the west owned by Grant Castle Corp and described as Part 2, Plan 58R 20988. And Walter Hugo is the consultant for the applicant and is here to speak to the application. Perfect, Walter. You can go ahead.
Hi there. Good afternoon. Thanks for this meeting. I just wanted to say that the lands currently owned by 2205299 Ontario Limited. They sold the corner lots to Grant Castle Corp last year. That is the parts 1 and 2 of Plan 58R 20988. And as part of that sale, which has already occurred, there was an undertaking, a legal undertaking between parties to ensure that access is granted to Castle Corp on our lands, that is parts 3 and 4, so that they could have vehicular access to Earl Martin Drive. It was, and that aside from an agreement between parties, is sort of like the general intent of the municipality in terms of development in this quadrant for traffic to flow within the sites seamlessly, however the development unfolds. So that is something that is, it goes along with what the municipality intended for the broader lands, including the subject lands. Now, and it's also to implement this on title at the land registry office. Now I'm here actually just to see if there are any questions. I could try and answer them or get the information as soon as possible. But I'm not sure if you want me to recap the request or if it's clear.
I think we're probably good, Walter. Thank you. Unless, do any members of the committee have any questions for Walter?
No. Okay.
Okay, and then it doesn't look like there's anybody here, Nancy, for this one from the public, right?
No, Mr. Laurie from Grant Castle Corp had registered, but he's not in attendance. And I believe he was just going to observe at that point anyways.
Great. Does anybody from the committee have any ideas of how they'd like to handle this application? Tim?
Okay, I would move that consent application B 21/2022 concerning the property of part 3, plan 58 MD parts 3, 4, and 5 and 8 to grant easement measuring approximately 16 meters wide at Earl Martin Drive frontage and having an area of 1,280 square meters across parts 3 and 4 in favor of the lands described as lots 1 and 2 on plan 58 and 1 being parts 1 and 2. But no miscellaneous for the purpose of vehicle and pedestrian access be approved, subject to condition number 1 that the owner applicant provide a reference plan for the proposed consent described and delineate the easements, which is acceptable to the township prior to it being deposited on the registry office.
Great, thanks, Tim. Do we have a seconder for that? Jim? Thank you, Jim. And then all those in favor? And that's everyone. So all those opposed would be no one. So the motion has been passed. So Walter, just want to remind you of that 20-day appeal period till October 12th, 2022.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I do want to just raise an item. It's just to explain that we consulted with the surveyor for the lands. He prepared the plan that we've been discussing, and for the purposes of implementing this in terms of an instrument at the land registry office, there's no need for an additional plan to be prepared. And these are the exact words by the surveyor. Bear with me 1 second. You have to prepare a new reference plan only if you're creating new parts or new boundary limits. So what I'm trying to get at is, however this gets implemented by the lawyer, they could refer to this reference plan that we've been discussing to implement this easement at the land registry office. And I'm just letting you know that that's probably how it will be handled.
Jeremy, do you have a comment? You're shaking your head in acknowledgement? No? Okay, so yep, as long as it meets that condition, then I think we're good.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think Charles, the condition is not worded for a new reference plan. It just says a reference plan. So the terms of the easement will describe it in accordance with the reference plan that's already on file. So the lawyer will forward that information to my attention then.
Great.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Walter.
Okay. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thanks, Walter. Good night.
Take care.
Okay, Charles, that's all the applications we have for this evening.
Okay, So and then I guess for the approval of the minutes, all the members have had a chance to review the minutes as circulated for the previous meeting held on August 9th, 2022. And if so, are there any changes required? If not, if we can get a mover for those minutes, Linda?
Actually, I do have a comment. I'm just looking for it. Sorry.
Yep, no
Mr.
problem.
Chairman. It's in relation to the application for, I'm trying to find it in the minutes. Apparently I've lost it. With respect to the gas station and convenience store, I was looking at the one paragraph and I found it, sorry, but just a bit confusing. Here it is. The committee commented they do not see it fair to allow one gas station, a convenience store, and the next proposal not having a convenience store. That's fine. The committee noted if they are going to deny a gas station that has approval in the zoning based on allowing a convenience store, which would make the gas station a non-usable function, they did not feel that this was part of the committee's process. The committee stated that if the zoning is incorrect for the property, this is not something for this committee to handle. So I'm not sure if that's in reference to my comments. So I just wanted to make sure that I clarified that it wasn't that I felt that the zoning was wrong or anything like that. I just felt that the request for a minor variance to allow the change of use was not something that the committee should be handling, that I felt it was something that was at the discretion of council, would be better dealt with through the discussion with council. And then David went on to indicate that that was being looked at through the zoning bylaw update. And I said, great, then I think that's a good process for it to be looked at. So I don't know if that paragraph is in relation to my comments, but I just wanted to clarify that it wasn't that I felt the zoning was wrong or anything like that. In my view, I didn't feel that it was appropriate for us to be handling a change of use. I just felt that was a zoning issue for our council.
Thanks, Linda. Yeah, I can confirm that that paragraph is probably related to your comment, your conversation. In tonight's minutes, then I can clarify based on the comments you've made now to reflect that that change rather than going back to reflect or change the August minutes.
Sounds good.
If that's
Thank you.
okay. All right.
Yep. No, I just thought it should
Yeah.
clarify because, yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Thanks, Linda. So did somebody want to make a motion to move those minutes then?
I'll move them. I
Linda,
will
thank
move
you.
them.
I'll second.
Hans, thank you for the seconder. And then all those in favor? And that's everybody. Jim, is your hand up or no? Sorry.
Not on the meeting, so.
Yeah, Jim wasn't there, so he can't
Oh.
vote on that
There, you
particular
can't
one.
vote on it.
Awesome. Okay, so that's everybody. So then all those against would be nobody. Those meetings have been passed.
Okay. So for other business this evening, then what we have is the 2023 meeting dates, and thank you all for responding so quickly on your availability for that. So we will look at scheduling through January, February, and March. I had anticipated Tuesday, but we do have the flexibility of Monday. Again, because we're virtual, we don't have to worry about the overlap there. So Hans and Jim, I just wondering, did you have a preference for Monday or Tuesday?
No.
No,
And no, okay. So Charles, you're the one leaning towards the Tuesday. Do you have flexibility to go to a Monday night?
I do.
Okay. Okay. It's just that Linda and Tim, I know, had preference for Monday. So I'm wondering if we switch those three to the Monday night, then come the new year, a new committee will obviously take it from there and determine again what's a suitable night for the new committee. So October, November, December, we'll continue with Tuesday as scheduled, and I will send a new schedule out to be approved at the October meeting for dates in January, February, and March on Monday. I think what I'm looking at is January 9th, February 13th, and probably March 20th. If you know you have Mondays that you're not available right now, then just shoot me a quick email. But I'll send that out for approval for the October meeting.
Great.
And that's all I
Great.
had. I'm working on the circulation package for October. That'll go out next week. We're just finalizing it. We have 2 signed variance applications. The one application, the deferral coming back on EB Crest Road, and then 3 new variance applications. That's all I had. Jeremy, I don't know if you had anything to add to the meeting. I don't think we have any updates
Got
on anything
nothing for you
else.
Tonight.
No,
Nothing.
no, we're good. So that's all we have for the meeting.
Nice
You're
to
very
see you,
quiet,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Nothing to say. You guys just do all the